Good morning. Let's get off to school. Let's have a good day. Good morning. It is June 25th and it is 6:38. Are you ready for a good day?
Yes.
So on the agenda for today, the primary thing that I want to get done is returning that Osmo Mobile 7 because we're going to use the 7P. And then we can go from there, figure out what else we want to accomplish. But that is our primary thing. And when it comes to dinner, we're going to stop over at Publix. Or, we can go to Publix.
Yeah, definitely.
And go ahead and pick it up there. I don't know what we're going to do, but let's go ahead and let's get dinner. Let's just have a good day today.
This is early.
Alright, you know what time it is?
No, I do not. Coffee?
Good job. Yes, it is coffee and Cheerio time. I'm so excited. But you know what? I don't want just any coffee.
Got hair.
I want special coffee.
And what would that be?
Your pour over.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, actually I do too.
Yes.
I like using that one.
Because it's made from the heart. Not from a machine.
I know.
Alright, we got our cereal, we got our coffee, let's enjoy. And then we gotta get the desk redone of cleaning it up. Okay, so breakfast and coffee time are wrapped up. And we need to talk, okay? I know Tiffany doesn't watch a lot of the videos because she lives them, of course. So, here is my plan, okay? Way back at the beginning of the year, we acquired a Pocket 3. And honestly, it has not been put to use at all. Mostly because whenever I like to film, whether it's in public or at a park or anything, I like to go ahead, just get out my camera from my pocket, bam, hit record, and I'm good. The Pocket 3, the problem is, let me show you. This sucker here is so freaking cumbersome. It's unbelievable. One, I don't like this here, the gimbal. Two, I don't like the 20-second startup. I like being able to just hit my record button and bam, I'm recording. And three, it's quite big actually, unless you remove all the extra stuff. And even then, this gimbal head here is a little bit fragile. So I was doing some thinking. And one of the things that Tiffany has expressed to me is that she has been wanting to go ahead and get a pocket camera of her own. Like what I use for just shooting quick, bam, done. Especially when she goes to Ross, when she goes to Marshall's. Stuff like that. So, I looked online at Best Buy and I was like, well, can I actually just trade this in? For $100 I could. However, I was also looking at eBay and I did find that it can go for about $500-600. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, get it listed, get it sold, and buy Tiffany the little Action 5 Pro of her own so that way she has a camera to use. Now I know what you're thinking. Hey, why don't you just cut out the middleman? Why don't you just go ahead and use the Pocket 3 and let her use the Action 5? Because honestly, I just love my Action 5 too much. In all honesty, I love this sucker to death. Because I can actually covertly record whenever I go into like a Goodwill, whenever I go into any store. And like, nobody will even notice me around. Versus when I have this out. And even if you detach that, this is more noticeable than a little tiny item. So it makes it a little bit more covert, which I love. Because let's face it, whenever we're recording in the street, the last thing we want is a big old thing or a long thing sticking out, because it gets attention and that disrupts the mood around you. So we're going to go ahead and do that. This is one of those, if I had known now, back then what I know now kind of deals. Unfortunately, we didn't. So, you kind of just have to suck it up, but at least they're fetching good value. And the reason why is because what DJI did before the tariffs were even announced, they jacked up their prices by $100. Yeah. They raised up their prices on those Pocket 3s because they knew how popular they were. Now, I could just go to Best Buy, trade in for $100, or sell it on the open market. And that's what I'm going to do. Just sell it on eBay. That way there's a middle person to take the money, and then we don't have to worry about anything. And we can do it through the business page as well. So that way that any income that's made off of it is offset. And when we acquire her item, then it can be used for business purpose, for filming. Done. Honestly, the Action 5 Pro is one of the best cameras imaginable for Florida. It does have a tendency to get a little hot and overheat, like if it's a really, really hot day. But overall, it's amazing, especially when we get a quick shower. I loved it for when I was over at Epic Universe and we had a quick raindrop and I could still be out recording in it. I love that. And not to mention, the video quality is good. The microphone is good. Everything about this sucker is just great, to be honest. When it comes to this little sucker, yeah, she's a bit fragile. Unfortunately, if it gets wet, yeah, it can start to have issues. Humidity, it can develop issues. And the lens is easily scratched. And no, you can't just replace it. If the lens cover on here gets scratched, pop it off, pop on a new one, done. And I even had to put a screen protector on here because it's not exactly durable. So honestly, that's why we're doing it that way. Because Tiffany is coming into her own on when to go ahead and provide footage and provide input into the videos. And I love that. When you have a girl that shares a hobby interest of yours, man, it makes life so much better. And exactly when you want to do it together, that also makes it better. But let's go ahead. Let's get the area prepped. Let's get some pictures. Because guess what? I'm a hoarder. I am. I have Apple boxes going back quite a bit. But let me show you something. Osmo Pocket 3 box. Yeah. I still have the freaking box for the camera. Because I saved like all my boxes. I still have my original 6 when it came to the Osmo Mobile. Let's get this done. Also, you may have noticed I did remove the dock from my desk because honestly, if it's not going to work with DisplayPort, well then what's the point? Yeah, I could go DisplayPort to Type-C into the dock, but then what's the point? I should just connect it right over to the Mac Mini then. But that's down the line. I'm not even thinking about that right now at all. Because right now, all I want to think about is getting that camera sold and buying Tiffany the camera she wants for when she wants to record. And basically, there we go. Let's do it. Oh, one more thing. Batteries. So, the Osmo Pocket 3 has an internal battery, meaning once that battery dies, the camera is dead. Now I know what you're thinking, hey, it'll probably last you a couple of years. I like my cameras to last longer than just 2 years. But here's the deal. These here are not extra batteries. All they do is function as a battery pack to recharge the internal battery. I prefer something like, son of a gun, this. Bam. Pop it open, put a new battery in, you're good to go. That's what I like. Let's go ahead and get this done. I leave you alone for a half an hour.
Yes.
And you gotta tear apart our child's fragileness. Again.
I'm trying to make it look more roomier in here.
Sweetie. Our child has the equivalent of an IKEA setup in a tiny little studio room.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm trying to make it look more roomier in here.
The only way you could...
I feel like I actually opened this area up more, but I don't know.
Oh god, she's about to stick out the tongue. If the tongue comes out, we have to be afraid. Alright, well, I'm going to be doing some recording sessions over in our room. So, if you need me, just knock slightly. Okay?
Text.
Yeah.
I have my phone on me.
Just use your watch.
Alright. Hopefully nobody calls.
Dear? You drive me crazy sometimes.
I know, I drive myself crazy.
But more importantly, you drive our daughter crazy sometimes.
Oh yeah, I'm going to with this one. I might turn it back, but I just wanted to see. I found out it's actually easy to move with the mattress in here, but I had to move those out. I'll put them back in later.
Okay. She bought it. Alright, let's get to work. One, I cleared off the area right here. So I have a nice little area where I can go ahead and do photos. I can go ahead and also aim a light overhead. Don't worry about Eero. Don't worry about the lamp. Because the product will be in the middle and then crop down on the photo. Awesome. It is funny because when I talk about the other one, the GoPro, it actually overheated more times than anything else. We actually ran into more issues with the GoPro overheating than I ever did with the Action 5. Pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and stage the photo. Alright, there we go. Okay, so here's the deal. The Eero, the lamp, you're not going to see in the actual photo. So that works out perfect. Okay, So now we have enough photos so we can actually go ahead and utilize. So that works out perfectly. We're doing good. Crap. I just thought of something. We need to retake the photos. Reason why? I have one of these extra that came with the mobile 7P that I intend on keeping. And there's one thing that somebody will ask is, does it come with a charging cord? To which I can say, yes. Yes, it does. So, we do need to do one more thing. Interestingly enough, when I took the photos the second time, I put in the cable. But I did not go ahead and put in the travel bag. Alright, there we go. Done. So now that is taken care of. Now it's time to go ahead, get the photos over to the MacBook, get it listed, and get it sold. But I also got to package up the 7, this one here, because that's going to go back over to Best Buy. Because honestly, this one here I just didn't like. I prefer the 7P, and after I played around with both last night, off camera, the 7P just won my heart. Alright. Let's go ahead and get everything organized. That's step 1. After all. You know what? I can actually just use the Mac. No, I shut down the Mac Mini. Darn. Okay. So, I know what you're thinking, okay? Ryan, why are you even selling it? Why not just keep the Pocket 3 as a backup camera for going ahead and doing something with it later? And I'll tell you, because after playing with it, after really getting into it, it just doesn't work for what I want. When I use my Action 5 Pro, I can pick it up, hold it close to me, record quick in a store, Target, Walmart, Publix, Goodwill. No issues. I'm done. I put it away back into my pocket quick, and it's simple as that. When it comes to the Pocket 3, the longness of it, and the gimbal head, the way that it's not exactly sturdy, meaning that it's pretty fragile, is kind of like a hindrance in my creative flow. And those of you that know me in real life know that when I'm in creative flow, everything has to be a certain way. I have to be able to get my shot and get done with it. I don't like having to remove a case, get it out, flip out a screen, wait another 20 seconds, and then I can finally record the scene. And by then, if let's just say I'm trying to record a train going by, it's already done. The scene's gone. With the Action 5, hit the record button, and I'm starting to go already. Bam. And here's what's impressive too.
Like and subscribe.
Both of them are digital zoom. They are not optical, which means that you're just taking a 4K image, cropping it into 2.7, cropping it into 1080, and if you start at a 1080, then you're cropping in the 720, and that's why on some people, some vloggers that use it, it will actually look pretty bad when they zoom, because you're not actually zooming, you're just cropping in, and that's the sucky part. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to schedule the lesson to go live today at 5 p.m. That is also Pacific time. So that is the equivalent of about 8 o'clock over here. So that works out perfect. Your lesson has been scheduled. Yeah, honestly, when it comes to the camera, I'm not upset by it at all. And the reason why is because, honestly, it didn't fit into my ecosystem on how I actually create content. I like to create content on the fly, popping up my camera, recording, putting it away, and being done. The Pocket 3, on the other hand, doesn't do that. Instead, you gotta get it out of your pocket, remove the shield. That's if you brought the shield, which you should, because that gimbal is pretty fragile and is susceptible to water damage, to sand, all kinds of issues, including the screen moving mechanism. That's why I just love my Action 5. The only thing that the Action 5 has a hard time with is some extreme heat, but any camera would, even the Pocket 3. The only camera I ever owned that did not have an issue like that with heat was my Canon 90D, my DSLR. That sucker could take a beating and keep going, and no issue. The only problem was it drew a lot of attention wherever I went. That's why smaller is sometimes better. But if you've seen me in the wild, if you've seen me at the parks, and a few of you have, you know I like to just take it out quick, record, put it away, and be done. It's just how I like to film. Let's keep going for the day, because I gotta get that Osmo Mobile 7 packaged up so I can get that back over to the store. Yep. So I know a lot of you are gonna ask me, so Ryan, if you could go back in time and stop yourself from buying the Pocket 3, would you do it? No. I think that I would still do it, and the reason why is because everything in our history happened for a reason. I was meant to go to the mall that day and meet Tiffany. I was meant to go ahead and do everything that I have throughout the entirety, so that way I can end up at an endpoint that is yet to be determined. And whether it's a piece of technology or whether it's a life choice in general, even down to what you eat, it's gonna affect you positively or negatively down the road in some way. And I think that I had to go ahead and get it out of the system and then make the right choice down the road of what I wanted to do. And keep in mind at that point also, Tiffany only wanted to go and be on the side and in the background a bit during the filming. She didn't want to take front stage and go ahead and film her own stuff with me. So that's why the thought never crossed our minds. Otherwise, I would have just bought her one back then. It would have been that simple. Alright, let's go ahead. Let's go to Best Buy. Let's get this return done.
Wow. It feels very freaking warm today.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, I was
108.
I was thinking maybe after we're done at Best Buy, I'll take you somewhere nice for lunch. Mm-hmm. Somewhere that's not too cheap and is decently priced.
Ryan, you know we have to get Lily in a few months.
I know.
Okay.
I think we'll have time for it.
Then what is it?
It's a surprise.
Oh my goodness.
But you know what? I love you. And you're absolutely amazing. So you were saying that you actually reverted everything back in Lil's room?
Yeah, I put everything back. And I cleaned up, actually. I moved a lot of her plushes into her closet. This way it made her room look more cleaner.
Okay. So I was thinking about something last night, okay, after you were talking to me. Why don't you just use the Pocket 3 when you go out to Marshall's?
I guess I could. But Pocket 3?
Yeah.
The thing?
Yeah, the candlestick looking one.
I think people would notice it. But I guess I might be able to do it pretty quickly. Honestly, people aren't liking me using my phone.
I don't know. Let me see something here.
I'm not left-handed.
Can you?
Barely.
Okay.
I mean, I could do it over the thing. Over the mic. I almost forgot the mic was right there at the top.
Yeah, but you do also have a microphone in front.
They should have put it like on the side somewhere.
No, you actually have a microphone directly in front.
Really?
Yeah.
Where?
It's right about there.
Okay. Is it inside the O?
Yes.
Okay.
So, what do you think? You really think that would be easier for you than using
Eventually,
Pocket 3?
I have no idea. I have not used the Pocket 3. I found this one a lot easier to use. Aw, poor squirrel didn't make it.
Is that cute, girl?
We're just entering the Winter Garden Village now. Somebody just ran a red light. Grove. Ready?
Yes. Are you ready?
Do you have the receipt?
Yes. Let's go into Best Buy, right where we were yesterday. There's the cutest girl.
Like and subscribe.
You're asking me what this is, right?
This just says launch monitor. Dream Golf Simulator?
Yes. A Dream Golf Simulator. $14,999.
Just seems a bit much for just, what do you get, just this?
I think so. No, I think you also get a screen attached too. And maybe a projector.
See this.
I hope so.
I don't know what all you get with it.
Either way, $15,000.
I hope you get more.
I could buy a really nice used car
Because
5 years ago.
I'm also seeing you probably have to have this with it.
Wow. $14,000 is nothing.
Oh. Holy moly, what is this for?
I don't know. But it looks like it goes ahead and does data measurement, launch angle, and all kinds of stuff. But $19,999. That is more than what my brand new 2017 Focus cost when it was new.
Why don't you just go to a golf course and pay for a membership?
Alright, it is now time for me to take my date to a restaurant and get her a nice meal. I'm taking you to a nice gourmet restaurant.
Right.
For sit-down table service.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't that sound nice?
Sure. It's gotta come with a catch.
It does not come with a catch. It is a genuine, nice sit-down restaurant with a server that comes over to your table.
Are you talking about McDonald's?
Yes!
God.
Hey, McDonald's isn't exactly cheap anymore. When you're spending $6 for a double cheeseburger, it's not cheap anymore.
Oh crap. Alright.
Come here.
God. Oh man, I'm hot.
Heck yeah, you are. You ready?
Yeah.
Alright.
Burning up.
Do you want to order our food for table service, or to go?
I don't
Meaning
care.
drive-through.
I actually don't care.
Alright, let's just go through drive-through.
Okay.
Here we are, our fine dining table service restaurant with to go. McDonald's.
Hello, are you going to be at the mobile app today?
Yes, please.
What's the code?
Oh, sweet tea lemonade really hits the spot on a freaking hot day like today. In case you're wondering, what exactly are you doing, Ryan, while she stirs? $17.17 is what we. Oh, there you go. Yep, $17.17. God, for 2 pies, 2 sandwiches, and 2 drinks. Now, this is interesting because you can either spend $17.17 and do this, or you can basically feed an entire family of 3 over at Target or Publix.
Yep.
Okay, a burger is a burger. At least it's edible.
I don't think I've ever had a blueberry one from them before.
Mine is like all stuck to the paper. Look.
Oh. There you go.
There we go. Yeah, that's what mine looks like.
There's actually blueberries in it. Oh, it smells good.
That does.
Oh, man. These are actually good.
It's up there with the guava cream one.
Yeah. I'm not sure which one I like more.
On the bright side, Tiffany did go ahead and put the room back to the way it was. Alright, let's go ahead and get Lil. What time is it?
11:20.
Are we late? Lily, first of all, did you have a good day in school?
Yeah.
Yeah? Sweet. Tiffany, I know what we're going to do for dinner today. We are going to go to
I gotta watch how much of that drink I'm drinking. It's making my heart race.
Vintage Style Pizza Hut. In a way. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get a frozen pizza for me and Lil. Okay?
Oh.
And we're going to get a salad mix to go with it.
Okay.
Do you remember back in the day when they used to have a salad bar everywhere, even Wendy's?
Yes.
Yeah, but I had 2 pizza, 3 pizza, 4, 2.
So you already had 2 pizzas today at school?
And Archie's birthday.
Okay.
It was Archie's birthday.
Yeah.
So are you pizzaed out? Do you want pizza for dinner or you want something else?
Anything else?
You want something else? Oh, what the heck? Why don't I take a guess? Chicken nuggets.
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
Guys, chicken nuggets and side salad, and we'll get her a side to go with it. Done. I think we already have a bunch of chicken nuggets at home, right? Yeah?
Alright, let's go.
Alright, let's do it. It's hot. After all, it's only 97.
This is why we haven't been going out too much. It's just so darn
That's why
hot.
also, even though I'm getting prepared for the streaming part of being back in the parks, I haven't announced a date.
I
Okay?
thought you did.
Nope.
Okay.
We originally thought about a date, but I didn't put it in because I wasn't sure with everything going on around right now.
I really have no idea if I can do this or Lily can.
So that's why I took out the date announcement and just left that blank. And it was originally like a 3-day-old video where it was announced. But then I clipped that part out because I was thinking, if I don't do it, I don't want to promise something I can't fulfill.
Yeah. Especially when it feels hotter than it did last year.
But that's why I'm also slowly getting the gear ready. My water bottle, an actual good, reliable stabilizer now after the 2 failed. And there we go.
Yeah. Did you know that actually once you get your core temperature too high, you cannot drop it on its own?
Interesting.
Yeah, you have to go into somewhere like a cool building, and it takes up to an hour to drop your temperature.
Come here. Thank you, Tiffany, the science girl.
I was listening to the news because they were talking about the heat issues up north.
You know, there is one other big epidemic problem going around. Paint peeling on a lot of cars because of the intense heat.
I know.
Guys,
that's getting annoying.
We need to get going. We need to get her into a cool AC area. Yeah. And this one too.
Okay, Pookies.
So let's get going.
Until you go, okay? Alright, let's go.
And no refreshers for you from Starbucks.
No, I'm not doing that again.
Okay.
It's worse than a thing of tea sometimes.
You get a nice coffee when you get home.
Oh, no. No coffee for me. I just had this. My heart's already racing. And I already had 2 cups of coffee, too.
2?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Scots.
Yeah.
I hate diesel.
It's not like it's hurting like it did yesterday. It's just racing. So
all right.
I know when to stop.
We're going to stop talking. We're going to get our butts over Publix.
Yeah, come on.
And we're going to get out of this heat. Or I'm going to go jump the fence and go into the pool. And I know what you're thinking. Well, why don't you just open the gate to get in the pool? Well, because we're renters and they won't give us a freaking key.
I know. Freaking hate that.
Yeah, there's 2 sets of people, 3. Short-term rental people like your Airbnbers that come in for a night, your long-term rentals like us, and then your owners. The problem is, the HOA will not send a gate key to a rental person.
To get into the pool.
Instead, they only want to deal with the owner. Well, our owner is overseas. So unfortunately...
They refuse to give it to us.
Yes.
So, no pool for us.
And we try going through the rental company that we do it through, the agency, and they just say, just take it up with the HOA. And we gave up.
Yeah, they refused. They said they won't give it to us.
All right, let's go in the Publix and let's go ahead and get our dinner stuff for tonight. All right, so since Mueller's pasta is buy one, get one free, we're going to go and take advantage of that and the sauce a while.
This is
so that way we can put that aside for later and then we'll be good. But yeah, Bertolli is also buy one, get one free. And so is this one here, Botticelli. They are also. Do you want the creamy 4 cheese rice? I know it's not the broccoli one. No, they sold out of it. Will that work?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and let's do 1 beef and 1 kielbasa.
Yeah.
All right.
There we go. Bogo. Done. Ready?
Your favorite, yes.
Take a look at this. You can buy regular, ordinary ice, or you can buy luxury ice clear spears for $8. Wow. That's a lot. All right, let's go ahead and do this here. Chicken fajitas and our salad. There we go for Tiffany and I for dinner. All right, let's go ahead and do an American salad. Okay, there is a lot to choose from. That is definitely for sure. For our salad, we're also going to go ahead and get some salad Spanish olives. Since Fresh Express is 2 for $7, we already got 1 American. Let's go ahead and let's get an Italian blend. That looks good. All right, simply lemon vinaigrette Pretty decent looking. Pretty natural too. Nothing stands out. I'd say this one is a pretty good deal. And December 10th of this year. Guys, we have a problem. So, I was talking with Tiffany about her using the Pocket 3. Well, there's a problem. She's never gonna go for it anyway. You know what? You can't see it. That's okay. I'm gonna put it right next to me right here. Yeah. If you went ahead and you did the Osmo Pocket 3 today, is $979.99. Now, you got a 2-year protection plan because this thing is fragile. It's gonna break. The little screen, if you could stand in between this mechanism, it's gonna rub to a grit and then it's gonna go ahead and stop moving correctly. And on top of that, you also have the fragile freaking gimbal head. Okay? So you want to add a protection plan. Great. You want to protect your product. I don't blame you. $149.99. Wow. That means plus tax of $73.45, you are spending $1,203.43. $1,203.43 for that camera. That is ridiculous. Now, here's the even more ridiculous part. It's based at $979, right? Yeah. I want to go ahead and I want to pull up Osmo. Because I want to pull up when I purchased it myself. Okay? And this was back at the end of February. Let's go ahead. Here we go. Hang on. There was a glitch with the app. Sorry. I purchased this camera February 26, 2025, okay? I purchased it at the price of time of $669.99. And now it's, and then after tax, $713.54, but $669. $979. That's $310. $310. It went up in price. Guys, that camera should not cost $979 freaking dollars. Why? You know, there's a lot of better cameras that you can go ahead and buy for that kind of money. So, I'm going to give you a choice, okay? Would you like to go ahead and use this beautiful camera setup, okay, for $1,203.43 after you add a 2-year protection plan, because you're going to need it if you were to use it, okay?
I can't believe it costs that much now for it.
It is $979.99. When I bought in, okay, it was $669.
Yeah.
It has gone up $310.
No, that's...
In just
there is
4 months.
No reason for that.
In 4 months.
Tariffs or not.
No, it went up
That's quite a lot.
No, it went up before the tariffs.
It did?
Yes. So, you have a choice. Do you want to use this, or do you want option B?
Fine, option B.
So option B is that we can go ahead, list it on eBay, sell it, not buy it again, and then we take the first $400 roughly to buy you a new one of these and an extra battery.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
Hey, I like that option better. On top of that, yeah, it just sounds like a way better option. Plus, it puts a little extra money back in your pocket after we're done buying one of these. Because it's still, if you sell this for even around what you paid for it,
So right now,
still get money
these
back.
are typically going for about $500-600 on eBay.
Yeah, then you'd still get some money back.
Okay.
Even after buying the camera and the battery.
And I still have a memory card that I can use that went with the Pocket 3 that I bought separately. So I can use that memory card to go ahead and use it for yours.
Okay.
What do you think? Would you rather use something like this?
Yeah.
Or something like this?
No. You know what I don't get is that I've watched the people with these things and they are constantly having to replace them, not even within 1 year.
So there's actually two main reasons why they have to. One is the actual screen. There is about 1 millimeter distance in between, and sand and little dirt particles can get in there, and then it causes friction when you try to rotate the screen to turn it off and on.
Oh.
You get it?
Yeah.
Number two is the actual gimbal, that it can get messed up pretty easily, and with humidity too. And water condensation.
I don't see the problem with this one.
Number three is actually the lens, that if it gets damaged at all, you have to replace the whole camera.
Yeah. You gotta worry about the water and when it rains. And God forbid if you drop it.
Now on this, if you mess up this little lens cover here that we're looking at, $30, you probably replace that. Done.
I don't see an issue.
Everything on this one here is modular to the point where you can replace
on
it.
This one too. Not only do you get front and back, but also it's more further away. This one's much closer to you.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to stick out your arm even further.
Unless you use the wide angle lens adapter, but then you cannot enclose it to properly protect the lens.
Oh.
Meaning that you can't rotate it around inside the little cover.
Well, they screwed up on that design.
Yes, they did.
Alright. Let's just see what we can do about selling this one. And getting another one of those.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Positive?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Come here.
I think I'm gonna change for the night. Get into some night clothes. I don't feel like wearing them.
We listen and we don't judge.
It's okay.
So, you promise you won't be mad?
Am I gonna be mad?
Earlier today, while you were rearranging Lily's room just to rearrange it back.
Hey, I got a lot cleaned up though.
I had everything moved from over here again, and I got a lot of photos and eBay listing created for the Pocket 3, and the listing goes live at 8 o'clock tonight our time, 5 o'clock over on Pacific.
Oh, okay.
So even before we had the talk, I was already planning that you would not want to do it.
I just really don't want it. I know, for one thing, at that price range, I'm an easy target with that thing. I swear.
Do you know?
Especially being by myself.
Do you want to know what my issue is, though? At $979 for that camera kit, there's a lot of cameras you can buy for under $1,000 that are better.
And this one here was like $349, I think it was. Yeah, that's really cheap.
And this one here, let's just say you forget the memory card. It has internal memory for recording. It has 50 gig.
Yeah, see, I like that.
So if
There's
you
a
forget
lot
a
about
memory
this
card,
one I like a lot more.
and if the battery dies on this, you don't have to throw away the camera if the battery ultimately dies.
Yeah.
You just buy a new battery for $30. There you go, done.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wanted to surprise you by creating the list and everything and getting it up and ready for you. Because I already anticipated this with you.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I seen that you wanted to go ahead and start filming more.
We don't even need to spend a dime of our money. Oh. I like that. We could just trade in something we're not using for something we would use. That's pretty much what we're doing. And I like this option a lot more.
Really?
Yeah.
I really love you, and I appreciate that you've been wanting to do more on the filming side.
I'm trying.
But I also know how nerve-wracking it can be when you're trying to hold the phone out or a big candlestick, basically.
You have no idea how many times I've almost dropped my phone trying to get the video up. And how many bloody times I ended up taking pictures instead of doing video.
Yeah. But you know what? At least you get a wrist strap.
Yeah, okay. I'm good.
For somebody else, it would be a nice piece of vlogging equipment, but the one thing I didn't like, and I actually showed it before to you, is that I don't like because whenever a scene is in front of me, I want to be able to shoot it instantly.
Yeah.
Because with that, you gotta take the shield off, pry it out of your pocket, then turn it on, wait 10 seconds for it to boot up, then hit record, and by then, the scene is gone.
Yeah.
I like that I can just pull this right out of my back pocket, hit record, bam, I'm going.
No, I really do too. I have no complaints with this one. Not one. Gotta lift mine up there.
On the bright side, we have made a Tiffany happy. And it was a good surprise that we did. And truthfully, like I said earlier, I'm happy to do it because really, it's a piece of equipment that wasn't being utilized at all. And really, there was no point. I like to just go ahead, get up and going, and film. I don't like it to be like I'm trying to launch a freaking space shuttle where I have to go through 10 different procedures in order to do it. That's not my style. And when you're at the theme parks, when you're anywhere, you want to just be able to get it and get it done quick. Because that's how long you have to do a scene before either somebody bumps into you or the entire scene is gone and that parade float is gone. But guys, at 8 o'clock our time, Florida, Eastern, the eBay listing will go live. And over on the West Coast, it'll be about 5 o'clock or so. And there we go. Whoever buys that camera, they are going to get an extremely gently used. I mean, like super gently used vlogging camera.
What, twice?
Actually, in the eBay listing, I said maybe twice. Because I can only think of 2 times I actually took it out. One was when I went to Publix, and the other time I think was when I went to Goodwill. That was it. Honestly, every other time, I used my DJI Action 5 Pro. And it works great. And I have no issues with it. But we got the eBay listing created, and now we can relax, enjoy our water, know that also we're helping to inspire not just Tiffany to create films, okay, and to create videos. Because this isn't just a purchase that's going to be for Tiff. There's one other person that's going to be able to take advantage of it. And that's Lil. When I go out to a lot of places with Lil and with Tiff, Lily actually went and she bought a tiny little kid's camera because it looked like mine, and she said, I want to be like Daddy. And I thought it was the most adorable thing. And honestly, I can't think of anything better than doing this. So I am so happy to be able to do this for both of them. Getting rid of something that's not being utilized and going and doing it is amazing. Now you're probably asking yourself, well, why didn't you just trade in over at Best Buy and avoid the hassle and head it? Because I looked up the price. $100. $100 freaking dollars. That's all it trades in for. That's ridiculous. Then again, before, I looked up the price of a Canon 90D to trade in. Back when I was going to sell that, and I did. And that was $75 freaking dollars. If I took my Canon 90D over to Best Buy and tried to trade it in for store credit, and the guy said, here's $75, in the back of their mind, they would be thinking, oh my God, can I ethically let this guy do this? Because he's making the biggest mistake ever. But then again, we see stuff that is extremely rare, extremely awesome on Shop Goodwill all the time too. And just thrown over there. So who knows? But guys, let's go ahead. Let's relax. Let's get ready for dinner later on. But for the next 3 hours or so, I'm going to spend some quality off time with Tiffany without the camera on. And just enjoy her for a little bit. So, let's go and wait for dinner. And I thought my beautiful girl was just laying there. So sweet and so perfect. Yeah, she wasn't feeling so good after all. So, she's been out for almost about an hour now. Love her. Guys, it is 6:31 and it is time to end the day. Tiffany made amazing salads for dinner. Honestly, I am full as heck. Because really, that's all I really wanted after today's lunch. And then Lily, she had her chicken nuggets, her rice, and then she also had some salad and was really happy too. You know, today was a really good day. We got a lot accomplished. We got to go over to Publix. We got to go and plan out a couple of meals down the road to take advantage of today's BOGOs for this week. And we got to go ahead and get ready for an auction that will go live in about an hour and a half from now at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. Guys, thank you very much. And I just want to say one thing, okay? The selling of the Pocket 3 was not out of a desperate pursuit of money or anything. What this was, it was to take an item that wasn't being used and didn't add any value to us and go ahead and get rid of it in exchange for something that will add value. And given Tiffany the ability to go and create content at home while I'm at work is a great thing. To give her the ability to create content when she goes over to the stores to mix in with our regular footage is a great thing. When your partner goes ahead and shares an interest with you and wants to do it with you, that's a great thing. And that's what this was about. So thank you so much for everything today. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. After all, tomorrow is Thursday, and it is the last day of Lily's summer program. Good night, guys. And again, get some sleep. And thank you very much for every single thing that you do. Oh, one more thing. And yes, I am going to go ahead and mix it in. But I made a promise that every dollar, everything that is earned, okay, from that video, from that Save a Lot video, would go to Second Harvest Food Bank. And currently, we are at 19 cents, okay? So the more that video is viewed, the more money will be donated to them. Pretty cool. And honestly, I was thinking about too, down the road, like, we could do other places too. Like, we could do a Disney stream or Disney vlog day, where all the revenue from that Disney vlog day is given to Give Kids the World Village. That would be cool too. See, there's all kinds of ways that we can use our platform for positivity and for good outcomes. But guys, thank you so much. I hope you have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you.
But I know